So, who is my top 5 middleweights in the world right now? Let's talk about it. Hey, this is Mike from EdgeNote 50 TV talking about boxing. If you're watching this show for the first time, hit that subscribe button and that like button, as I'll be doing more shows like this on the regular. So, Canelo Alvarez beat Daniel Jacobs over the weekend, and I was thinking to myself, it's time for me to do a ranking of the top 5 middleweights in the world. So here it goes. So before I start this, I'm just going to let you guys know now, I'm not including Billy Joe Saunders in the rankings, and the only reason why I'm doing that is because he's moved up to 168. So if he's moved up to 168, I'm not including him in the rankings. I'm only including fighters that are in 160 division and currently fighting at 160. So number 5, I've put down Jamaal Charles. Now, the reason I've put down Jamaal Charles as number 5 is because since he's moved up to the middleweight division, so since he's moved up to 160, he hasn't really fought the top names in the division yet. Now he's got the WBC interim title, which means he is the mandatory for Canelo Alvarez, but we know that's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm going to do another video about the WBC, so keep tuned on that. But back to the point. And his last fight, he fought Koborov, which he won by unanimous decision. However, he didn't look good based on that performance. So if you're judging him fighting Canelo based on that performance, I would say Canelo will beat Charlo if Charlo fights Canelo like the way he did Koborov. So based on that information, that's why I'll put Charlo at number 5. So number 4, I've put down as Demetrius Andrade. The reasons why I put him at number 4 is because even though he's a world champion, he's got the WBO belt, he hasn't fought Canelo, Triple G, or Daniel Jacobs. So it's very hard to gauge him being better than those 3 guys if he hasn't fought them yet. And the reasons why he's above Charlo is because Charlo is not a world champion, and Demetrius Andrade is a world champion. So that's why he's in that stage of in between those fighters. So that's why I've put him at number 4. If he fought Billy Joe Saunders and he beat Billy Joe Saunders, then he would have been probably higher up that list. But because he didn't fight him, that's why I've put him at number 4. For him to move up higher in the rankings, he needs to fight a Jacobs, Triple G, or Canelo for him to be higher up in those rankings. So number 3, I've put down as Daniel Jacobs. Reason why I've put Daniel Jacobs at number 3 is because he lost to Triple G and he lost to Canelo. So it's hard for me to put him above those 2 if he's lost to both of them. Now, there's going to be an argument that people are going to be saying that Daniel Jacobs beat Triple G, and there is an argument for that. I had Jacobs winning that fight with Triple G. However, it didn't end up going his way. But then what changed the stakes as to why I'd put him at number 3 is because he fought Canelo, and it was a clean loss he had to Canelo. Whereas with Triple G had a much better fights, and I had Triple G beating Canelo in both fights. So putting that into consideration, I think that when I'm comparing the performances of each of them together, I think that Jacobs didn't do the best performances out of the 3, as why he is number 3 in my rankings. Number 2 is I put Triple G. The reason why I put Triple G as number 2 is because obviously he's fought Canelo twice and he's lost to Canelo twice. Now, people can say there's controversy in both those decisions, as in Triple G should have won the first fight, and people can argue to say that he won and lost the second fight. But at the same time, the losses are losses. And also, since that time, Canelo has gone on to beat Rocky Fielding, and he has also gone on to beat Daniel Jacobs clean. Whereas since that loss to Canelo, Triple G hasn't really fought anybody, and now he's fighting Steve Rolls. So whereas Canelo has moved up a level since that last fight and he's beaten Daniel Jacobs cleanly, Triple G has gone downwards on the downcline and hasn't fought since, and he has now he's fighting Steve Rolls. So on that situation alone, that's why I would say that Triple G is number 2 in that position. And that leads me to number 1, which is Canelo Alvarez, which probably isn't no surprise to anybody. The reasons why I say Canelo Alvarez is number 1 is because he's beaten Daniel Jacobs and he's beaten Triple G, and he is only getting better and he's only improving. He is the only fighter now. People can say, yes, in the past, he did duck Triple G. And yes, in the past, he did duck opponents. Yes, in the past, he did questionable things, creating his own weight division. And he did a lot of all those things in the past. But you have to give credit where credit's due. I took the piss out of him when he was doing all those stuff. But at the same time, I have to give him credit when he's doing the right things. He's now fighting the big names now. He's fought Triple G twice. And now he's fought Daniel Jacobs. And now he wants to fight Triple G or fight Demetrius Andrade. So you have to give credit where credit's due. He is now stepping up to the plate and he's now fighting the big names in the division. So you have to give him credit for when it's deserved. So Canelo Alvarez is number 1. He's improving. He beat Jacobs clean, where Triple G struggled against Daniel Jacobs. So that's why I put Canelo as number 1 in the division. So there you have it, people. That's my top 5 of the middleweight division right now. So what do you guys think of my rankings? Do you think it's correct? Do you guys have a different view of my rankings? Put it down in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, EdgeNote 50 TV. Anything you want me to talk about, let me know, and I'm going to talk about it.